Did they change those over to pickleball?
Bottom of the hill, there's some sort of
Like
pool
a skate
there.
park or
So I did hit the start streaming, and so this timer is when this is done, we know it's ready to go. But I also know it only takes half this amount of time, so we know that there'll be. Yeah, so they're brand new. There's 3 beautiful pickleball courts right there, and I think there might be tennis courts there as well. So very nice, and a contender for a place to go during the summer. Nicer than the ones in Knowles' neighborhood that are just converted. Tennis courts.
I think Noah's swimming right now. He sounds underwater.
All right, switching over here. So, live from my basement, it's Thursday night. Woo! Now I've got a new camera. It's a meeting owl, but you're gonna hear me call it the owl bear because that seems more fitting. So the owl bear sits in the middle of the table, and and when I turn on it hoots. It's a hoot. It's funny. It's but with this camera technology, it can split the screen up to 3 ways. Sadly, we don't have a screen remote in Washington to pick up our friend Ken when he talks, but I got a new camera, and so we'll get a little bit closer view when we do when you talk. The camera should go on you.
I'm trying to get it to Christian.
Say hello, Christian. Hello. There he is. Oh, it dropped. Wes instead of Glenn. Nice try. So yeah, I like it. I love the technology. I love the concept. I wish the camera was a little better. For the money I paid, it ought to be a little better. I can go a panoramic view, and at the pano, the image is fantastic. But on the individual, the way they slice it up, not so great. Bella just decided to come and join us. Tinkle Bella. So, welcome to Dave's Maginations. Dave's Maginations presents, what is it called? Secrets of the Shifting Sands. Dave's Maginations presents Secrets of the Shifting Sands, a Christiana de Mowbray anthology. So, when last we met,
Makes it sound fancier than it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Your journey through the Anarak Desert led you to the Al-Azad Oasis. At the oasis, you met Bedouin nomads who were grieving the loss of loved ones, and they were reporting an attack by a giant scorpion. You agreed to go investigate, and indeed you found their dead. And the giant scorpion. You engaged the giant scorpion that was made entirely of sand, hardened sand, animated sand. After a bit of battle, the scorpion retreated, but in his retreat, he had eyes in his claws. And Olak wouldn't let go, and straddling its back. But then, buried some 6 feet underground, Ides and Olak perished.
You're all right.
To the depths of the desert. Or did they? So, and that is somewhat where we begin our night. As you return, you spent hours digging up the bodies, collecting the weapons that you could find, and I visioned the other 3 of you. Three of you? There's 3 of you?
Yep.
Bringing the bodies back to the oasis, where you would be met by the elders there, and at first they're excited to see you until they realize you're dragging behind or over your shoulder. You're carrying the 2 of your fallen, and so that now also Noel had cast the spell over Olak and Ides to protect them from becoming undead, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the whatever general repose or
Yeah.
whatever. We're supposed to hold
General
them for like
repose, that's it.
10 days or a
Yeah.
week or something.
Yeah, gentle repose keeps the prisoner for a week.
General repose. And so you get back and they rush you and they say, "Did you find any of our comrades?"
None who survived.
So
Don't sugarcoat it.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that we're carrying our dead. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we went through the ringer as well.
so our worst fears, then all is lost.
Well, I wouldn't lose. Well,
You did kill the creature.
we did kill the creature, right?
Yeah.
And
We did take, yeah.
not all is lost for the future, right?
How the future of our friends, of our fighters, their lives have sacrificed to our tribe. And so we sacrifice this lamb in the name of blah, 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 because I don't remember the name.
Insert landing.
The god of blah, blah, blah.
Was it?
Insert deity here.
Yeah, there was it How I Met Your Mother? There was an episode where he was telling his story and he couldn't remember the girl's name, so everybody through the whole episode was just calling her blah blah.
Nice.
I should have it. So you guys had 3-week break. I had 3-week break too, and no excuses. But my job has become intense, and I'm not having as much free time to review and re-review. Somewhere in here, though, I had the legend. Anyway, so you have 2 dead with you, and what would you do with them? Wait, what?
Well, I mean, so I guess this gets potentially to the above the table conversation of, what are you willing to do with your character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and this doesn't make any sense, Sherlock, and maybe that's, I don't know if the two of you have discussed, but certainly for Ides, Christiana would say, and what was his name in the city that it's been 3 weeks.
Jericho. Jericho is the
Jericho.
leader of the Order of the Blood. Yes.
So was that the story that she had a connection?
Well, that's the leader of the order. So yeah, I mean, yes, she definitely has would know him.
So Christiana.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I know.
Christiana is a member of the Order of the Blood, a group of monster hunters.
Right.
The leader of this Order of the Blood is this Jericho, who is known to be a vampire.
So Christiana would not give you all of the. Well, you're dead, but she wouldn't give everybody all the details. But she would just say, if we get Ides to the the headquarters,
Jericho.
to Jericho,
To the Order of the Blood.
to the Order of the Blood, Jericho can bring Ides back.
Might be willing to.
Might be willing to.
Yeah.
Or has the ability to. We can ask him to. She would not tell you how or why, or give the rest of the details. But except she would say, I don't think it would work for Olak, unless
Yeah,
you
so
disagree otherwise.
no. Let's tell that story a little bit. So I picture it's pretty late, right? It was dusk when you went to battle this thing, and so it's well into the evening, and you come back, and they're in the middle of sacrificing a camel. As we said, a camel is no small sacrifice for these tribes of Badin, and you're letting this happen, right? You're not interrupting the sacrifice. Do you join them at all?
Well, I would think time is somewhat of the essence with. We do have this gentle repose, but
Can't dilly-dally.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know to what extent you want to travel tonight. So that's a great. I mean,
Yeah, maybe a nature or survival check on how dangerous does
So
is it?
how dangerous it is to travel at night?
Yeah, how dangerous is it, and how much is and Christiana is local to area, so I feel like it'd be fairly low.
Yeah, so
She probably know.
you would know
Yeah.
that traveling in the twilight hours is wonderful compared to the heat of the day,
Right.
and so traveling during the night can be favorable to the day, the heat of the day, just for the heat of it. However, that is when other things come out as well. So, like a random encounter might increase, especially with nighttime, nocturnal type animals. So that's what you know. I envision a lot of overnight third shift play in our future.
So that's what Christiana would share. Now, I think Christiana would advocate for, if we're going to do this, we should get Ides to Jericho as quickly as possible.
Yeah, don't disagree.
So, Ken.
Yes.
Minnie is still there. Minnie is still alive, but in deep depression as he returns back with the friends of his former companion, and how do you want to describe or pursue this transformation?
Has he yet reached his final form?
Its final form
This is what your
of something.
your third or fourth transformation.
Yeah, right.
For both of
Gets
them.
to just transform all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, new character. Who's this? Yeah. So I mean, for a while, Minnie has just been latched on's not the right word, but just following Varinka around because Varinka was the one who was programmed as the, follow in case of emergencies. Back from the good old Barovia days, and that was never overridden. even with Minnie in version 2.0. But I think at some point, probably overnight, a spark occurs, and he starts to transform and take on what would be considered more traditional Warforged characteristics. Loses his wings, gains more traditional arms, traditional legs, able to stand a full 6-ish feet tall instead of the 3 feet that he was.
Minnie is turning into this?
I have an unsanctioned. This image has not been approved. But Ken, do you see it?
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and then basically as he's hanging around Olok's body, I don't know what officially will happen with Olok, but I'm envisioning Olok just kind of fades away.
Jedi style.
Basically, Jedi style. Goes off to fight the good fight. And his armor starts to mold itself into mini structure, as because Warforges can the armor becomes one. So the traditional gold and black armor that Olok had now, it's a different head, different hands, but but it's standing in a very similar pose because Minnie's trying to mimic how Olak would have stood, but no wings.
But a mouth.
But a mouth.
Does it speak?
Can it speak?
They'll figure that out. They'll figure that out.
That's, can it make noises? Can it speak? Does it know how to? There's a lot of,
So yeah. So you get back to the oasis, and they're doing their ritual, and you're kind of licking your wounds, mourning the loss of Olak. Olak's body seems to dissipate, evaporate, disintegrate.
I kind of wonder if we probably would have put them like in a tent. There's probably like a tent, like a respectful area. We probably would have placed their bodies while we went out to like kind of discuss. So I'm kind of thinking like we would come back and at some point and see this transformation has occurred.
Here's another idea.
Yeah.
You're in the tent, the three of you with your two fallen, and kind of Olak's spirit rises from his dead body as an angel, as a ghost, and says, "Fear not, I'm headed for a better place, and I'm leading someone to take my place in your party." And he would then I introduce to you Minnie 3.0. and Minnie amongst his gear, I imagine Minnie sitting next to him, and this is when he does the whole transformer type of metamorphosis.
I was gonna attempt the noise.
and from the 3-point heroic stance, he rises up. His blue eyes, that neon blue glow, looks up in this stoic, almost depressive. A reason I love this image is kind of that sad aura it has of its face, and he stands. And how would Minnie react to the party and the transformation?
So I mean, Minnie's used to the party, so I think he'd be staring at himself.
He holds up his hand and his thumb and two fingers.
Got more range of motion. The bow that was his go-to is basically just like
it's tiny.
It's useless to him now.
It's tiny in his hands, and he realizes it's just not the weapon of choice. But then he reaches for Olak's, was it longsword, and holds it in one hand, and then his Olak's newly acquired hammer in the other. And some of these pictures, he probably has that metallic hammer symbol somewhere on him, as he is now taken ownership of that hammer. So he would have. So I would say that he has immunity to the cold damage from that hammer. Fair enough?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He would have that same mark somewhere on his body. You can pick where, if he wants to be on his shoulder, back, forehead. I don't care. Wherever you want it. Chest.
Yeah, probably a good mark on the shoulder.
Yeah. The mark of...
Probably mark of Malatek on one shoulder. And then, is there a symbol for Primus somewhere in this universe?
Yes, I'm sure there is.
I would imagine there's got to be a symbol of Primus on the other side.
Oh, yeah. So Primus would be the god of the... What are they called?
The drones.
The drones, yeah. There's a word. quadrones. That's not the right word.
Well,
though.
because it's the mono duo quad. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the.
Yeah, all of them, right?
Modrons.
Modrons.
Yeah, there you
Modrons. Yep. Yeah. But yet, we still have the body of Ides on the ground. And the matter of getting him to Jericho in Redux.
Yes.
And the question looms ahead of you. Do you leave tonight? Wait until the morning?
We're tired, but
No
I
time
don't-
like the present.
yeah, I don't think we can. We can't sleep on this.
Right. Well, I don't remember how long it takes to get there. I mean, we trucked from there to here.
We'll hand wave it, though.
Okay.
There are choices, but
Through the night, at least, right?
so going to Foundry.
Roll out!
Like a sack of potatoes, Franka puts you over my shoulder.
He's only mostly dead. Whereas physically we need him. We carry him around.
So you travel through the night. At some point, you're going to have to rest, right? You've been up all day already. You travel until you feel that exhaustion bite. Perhaps that's the first light, right? Maybe you make it until the first break of light, and then you make some sort of camp. You try to make some sort of shelter from the sun of the day, and you try to get rest through the heat of the day. And we'll just say you do that for a couple days, because I think it takes a day, pretty much, like from here. That's where you're at. Then you have this Cloven Rock. It looks like another day. So this looks like 3 days.
Yeah, and I guess on the way out, Christiana would tell well, obviously they would thank the Bedin for their hospitality, but would also tell them that we have to leave and report what we have learned, but we will be back to end this scourge.
You're on the case.
We're on the case.
We're on the case. Redux. All right. So I said 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. So on your third day, you reach the hills of the Scimitar Spires. Yeah, Scimitar Spires. Oh, I should replace some of these. Come on. Who's that? That's Ides. That will change. Ooh, interesting. Really? Oh. That tells me.
The funny thing is why I said I just picked that picture. I was like, he's too handsome for this guy.
Not anymore.
But now, yeah.
Add some
There you go.
fangs and a little.
That's better.
Mhm.
And I created a new token.
One problem with the AIs that I've worked with so far is they don't make anything ugly. You can't force them to make anything ugly.
Really?
Oh yeah, because they're trained off of
And
all pictures
of pictures
of
and
supermodels,
Instagram
yeah.
and supermodels and stuff.
All players, owner. Save changes. Mini 3.0. Replaces block. As you drag the body to Redux. Now, Redux.
Now, here's a question. Well, no, we don't have. Never mind, because we don't have Olek's body.
Correct. His gear has been taken by many as his possessions. And
Is there anything that many wouldn't take?
Ken?
Oh, let me look through. I said mini grab, Maltok, the belt of dwarven kind, boots of blazing speed,
Now, any
a
magic
long sword.
item you created would lose its
Done
power,
though.
right? Yeah.
Yep. So cloak of protection is done. Headband of intellect is done. Yeah, all the infusions are done. Got some holy water.
Well, keep that away from me. I think Christiana has some holy water on her as well. You never know when you're gonna need it.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything that's useful to anyone else. I think the spike chain is gone because that was tossed before chaos started. So I was saying that was lost to the depths.
So you come to the Scimitar Spires and the underground city of Redux. Voila. And so there's a series of residents built into the walls of this ginormous cavern. Right? This would be like the city square, city main part of the city. Around that would be other places. Around that is where you would find the mansion of Jericho. And at the gates of the mansion...
Anybody playing the organ? Like there's probably some organ music playing in the background.
Standing in front of the... So first, Redux. Let's read Redux here. Let me read that. Before you lies the ancient subterranean city of Redux, a sprawling complex carved from the very heart of the mountain. Vast halls glow with the warm light of countless torches, illuminating intricate carvings that tell of its storied past. Majestic arches, towering columns support the cavernous roof from which hang luminous crystals that cast an ethereal glow on the stones below. The echo of your footsteps mingle with the murmurs of the city's denizens, creating a symphony that resonates through the vast chambers, inviting you to discover its secrets. Now, you would know, Christiana in particular would know, that this is a major settlement. It would have people of all walks, not just Badine. It has a strong Badine presence, but it has any type of race-ish that you could possibly be here. Now, going to Jericho. This is the location. Gates of Jericho. Jericho lives in a mansion in the underground city of Redux. The mansion is carved into the interior of the Scimitar Spire Mountains. The facade of the mansion has a small courtyard bordered by a 10-foot stone wall. At the center of the stone wall is an iron gate. A particularly fat and particularly ugly pig-nosed orc with a large double-edged axe stands guard at the gate. When the gate is approached, the orc rings a bell. A few moments after the bell rings, a prim and proper drow approaches with a quill and an appointment book. And he would look at the four of you.
I assume
he
very well acquainted with Christiana.
Master Christiana, how can we help you today?
We have business with Jericho. Immediately.
Do you have an appointment?
No, but this cannot wait.
You know how this works, Christiana.
I know, but this one time...
I tell you. Why don't you have a drink at the Almirage, and I will send someone for you when he's ready.
And how long might that be?
You know, Master. Things go on his own time.
Well, tell him that this is of importance.
I will. And so, I think I had a picture of Once upon a time, I had a lot of fun making all these pictures. Yeah, is that an egg? Is that what I called them? Yeah. Prim and proper drow. Good job with the.
Is that AI?
I don't remember.
If it was, it's
It's way too crisp to
Yeah,
be
that-
anything else.
That looks AI.
yeah.
Whether you created it or
Somebody else did, right?
is-
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it is a drow with an appointment book. Yeah. And he turns on his heel and he walks back in. And so you're in this town. It has the amenities of any major town.
I kind of imagine in my mind, like, Christiana basically just like floating through the crowds and like around turns, and like she looks back and is like, oh, lost them again, and just like, keep up.
Yeah. Well, one of you is carrying
I was going
a
to say,
body.
what do you do with a body?
Well, I mean, we have camels, right?
Yes, because you did have
Yeah, we
camels.
had camels.
That's right.
So
Okay.
He's wrapped
Just
in a rug,
bundle. Yeah.
in a blanket.
have you watched Dune?
I have not seen the second one. I watched the first one.
Well, so at the end of the first one, he battles, and then they wrap them in a bag, a bundle.
A cocoon.
It's something to hold in the moisture.
That's kind of what I'm imagining.
Yeah,
You know,
that makes
it's
sense.
probably not as advanced, but you know, some sort of cloth. I'm sure the Bedine have some ritual for what they do with their dead and how they
If they don't burn them.
right, but some way of transporting them. You know, to I'm sure they have a final ritual as well, but some sort of bundle that's a little bit.
Unibunny.
Oh yeah. Some sort of bundle that's a little bit more respectful than wrapping them up in a rug. I mean, maybe we did wrap hides in a rug. I don't know.
So not too far from Jericho's mansion is the Almirage. Now, the Almirage is a mythical creature.
It's a unibunny?
It's a unibunny. That's absolutely what it is.
They're very deadly. I'm assuming.
They can be.
Look at the bones!
See, do I have it here? So you would know, you know, very familiar with these are some of the strangest monsters in mythology out there. A big yellow rabbit with a black unicorn horn. Sounds like a novelty you'd see in Victorian freak show, but at one point people believed in them and were genuinely terrified by the Almirage. Despite looking like an overgrown rabbit, it was a savage monster capable of killing and eating creatures much larger than it was. Worse, the only way to get rid of one was by using a witch. It's speculated that this story may originate from real rabbits suffering from various diseases such as fibromatosis or a different one, which made the experience strange and painful, gross. Now, I will say, this description doesn't totally align with the description of official D&D creature called the Almirage. But that is the one I liked. So, and that is the one you would know. So you go to the Almirage, and you would also know that there is a particularly large bounty on Almirage if anyone were to capture one that they could taxiderm, but extremely large one if you were to capture one alive, let alone a mating pair. It's like, oh my god,
You're writing your own ticket.
all right, within the Almirage, the tavern, again, this subterranean tavern. What do we got here? Bathed in the warm glow of candlelight. He's dead anyway, it doesn't matter. Bathed in the warm glow of candlelight.
Well, I was wondering, do we do like a weekend at Bernie's and bring him into the tavern with him? I'm saying you're dead anyways. So.
Bathed in the warm glow of candlelight, the Almirage beckons weary you with its inviting atmosphere. Ornate archways lead into a chamber where the air is rich with scents of spiced mead and roasted meats. The barkeep, a man with wisdom of the ages in his eyes and a smile welcoming as an old friend, stands ready behind a bar adorned with exotic bottles. His fine robes speak of a cultured past. In the background, the murmur of hushed conversations mingled with clinking of glasses as steps lead further into the mystery and revelry. Bartender. You would know him as Baram.
Baram. Yeah, Christiana would definitely go up to talk to Baram.
Yeah, and what is interesting is Baram sitting at the bar with her instrument strapped to her back is the normal bard that would be singing and entertaining. And what was her name? Maybe I know better. Here. And where is she?
See what I mean about AI cannot generate like normal looking people?
She's not normal looking?
Hello.
For the cover of Sports Illustrated Middle Eastern issue.
Yeah, she's also the cover of this whole module. If you notice when you log into Foundry, that is the image I use for a little eye candy for the the cover.
Yeah.
Welcome to the game.
Hello.
Soraya, who has her lute probably strapped to her back, and in the corner of the bar where she would normally be performing is an elf with a harpsichord, just playing some crappy elvish music. And there's a table with a group of very well-to-do, proper-looking elves at a table.
So who are they? Christiana would ask.
Yeah. They... who are you asking?
Oh,
Baram.
Baram.
I mean, what's the first thing you do when you go into your bar?
You talk to...
You share the news, right?
You would also know Soraya also, as she is the typical bard that plays music that the town likes and is familiar with. But instead we have this elf here that's playing his harpsichord, music that no one knows. The only people enjoying it, if you can tell that they have joy, it is the table of elves. And so what I say is Baram.
Baram.
He goes, those are the silver string elves that are here with those giants rehabbing that castle, rehabbing the fallen tower.
Yes.
They've come in.
I've heard of the castle.
They've come to town for supplies, and they throw money around, acting like they own the place. And Soraya was said, I don't mind taking a day off for my full wage. I am happy to sit here and drink with you. And Baram would be like, that's fine, but people have no interest in just sitting in the bar when the music isn't to their taste.
So have you heard any stories of these sand monsters, Baram?
The rumors.
What are people saying?
Well, let me find my rumor table and I will tell you.
I have it on here somewhere.
I have a list that you can roll on. Somewhere. So, whispers abound of the storm giants resurrecting the shattered tower, aiming to reclaim the skies. The nomads speak in hushed tones of the castle's shadow, which could once again eclipse the sun over the desert. But their renovations have not been without their troubles. They've hired dwarves to mine the calcite? Sorry guys, I don't have everything memorized as I should. To mine the magic ore at Hero's Helm. And you would know these locations. I can even bring them up on the map. So if we activate this.
Just lost 3 viewers. Getting rid of that image. No, I'm joking.
So you are here.
Yes.
And he's talking about the Shattered Tower here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a 2nd edition map, all right? Which I'm using. And so here's Hero's Helm, here's Shattered Tower. And so the dwarves are unearthing the magical ore at Hero's Helm, an ore that with magic so potent the giants believe it will elevate the Shattered Tower. Yet for every treasure unearthed, a curse is whispered to follow, turning the desert's wrath against them. You've heard of these sand behemoths.
Seen.
Oh, you've seen them? Tell me your story.
So we just came from, what was the oasis?
Yeah, Al-Azad.
We just came from El Azad, where actually we've seen 2, haven't we? Yeah. So we first saw on the way from El Azad, from Parnath to El Azad, we saw a large sheep. It was minding its own business. When we got to El Azad, the local Bedin tribe had lost, how many did they lose? Scores.
A dozen, maybe.
A dozen to a scorpion. So we set out to track and to kill it.
To one scorpion.
Giant scorpion.
A giant scorpion. It must have been a huge scorpion.
And she would give the size. I don't remember.
Well,
And
you
probably-
saw it was as big as a house.
20 feet long.
The fish was this big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We lost 2 of our own to it.
Prayers to the gods for your fallen comrades.
Thank you. We're here to talk to Jericho, to report the news and to see if he can do anything about. Should gesture to the sack by the door. Anything we can do about this one? Well, I was joking. Are we doing like a weekend at Bernie?
Oh, your friend Bernie didn't make it.
In the corner with the sunglasses.
His red shirt poking through the wrap. I would suggest you find a different color for his cloak.
Jericho will get it all sorted, and he would, I'm sure, very well know what taking him to Jericho means. He would know Jericho, so.
Well, Jericho, yes, he would know Jericho. Yeah. He would know him by name particularly. Jericho doesn't leave his mansion very much.
Would know him by reputation.
Right.
Yeah.
And is very familiar with people such as yourself. His Order of the Blood have certainly patroned the Almirage frequently.
Yes.
But Jericho himself stays to his mansion. At least in my mind, that's how I have it.
I think it works, yeah.
He says, well, these beasts you describe are only one of a few. I've heard tales of birds, vultures, the roadrunner, yeah, I really wanted to put it in and it didn't quite work. Night beasts such as wolves, snakes made of sand, just to name a few. But who knows who's telling a tale? Sometimes you wonder if it's just a mirage they saw in the sand.
You said with every batch of ore, there's a new curse.
Yet for every treasure unearthed, a curse is whispered to follow, turning the desert's wrath against them. You take from the desert, it wants to give back.
Do you know who?
And this is all legend.
There's got to be somebody behind
Steeped
it.
in truth.
Well, these creatures that were thought to be legend, you know, I've seen them with my own eyes.
I can say that the Silver String Elves were here a while back, I think before you even left, that they arranged for protection for their giant benefactors. They arranged for the help of the Saharid Guardians, Malik. They were hired by the Stormrooms to provide security for their mining operation. As there were attacks.
And is that like a local like mercenary?
It's a mercenary group. You're probably aware of the Saharid Guardians, and you're probably aware of Malik Al-Sahar, who is their leader.
Yeah.
And they take on jobs. They're very neutral.
Know them by reputation, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
They're out to make a buck, and they don't really care who they hurt to do it. But they're not evil either. They're just
Neutral.
True neutral.
Yeah.
And so they were happy to take their coin to help them provide security. But the word is that the three creen is an insectoid race, has taken exception to the mining of the ore. I think I have images of this three creen. Three creens over here.
I think you had shared one.
Had I already shown this?
Oh no, me personally. I think in the original email.
The three creen have taken exception to their mining efforts and have made attacks to thwart their progress.
How much would Christiana know about the three creed?
Quite a bit. I mean, you would know that they are like ants. If you liken them to ants, they live in a hive of sorts, an ant hill. They have taken their. So they've put their ant hill in, I believe it is this one, the Azerhat. Yeah, there is a mountain near that area that they burrow inside that mountain range. You also would know that they recently moved. Do I have it here? I don't have it there. They recently moved to the Azeroth. They had a different place and they were displaced. And they were displaced by a particularly nasty crab. Which reminds me, we didn't play our intro.
Oh.
With Noel being late, we got all thrown out of.
Yeah, it's all.
And being 3 weeks.
It's all Noel's fault.
Excitement,
Well, yeah.
excitement over your new camera, and
So here we are, an hour in, and let's run the intro.
this is all.
it was all from 2 different videos I spliced together, and I cut out so there's a story about these sand creatures, sand warriors, and armor and spears that battle that crab monster. I cut the whole sand warrior people out. Every clip that had them, meticulously took them out, and borrowed the music and spliced it all together. There's a separate video that had the rising of the castle.
Well, it's a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
It looks pretty cool.
I had fun doing it, and I think it came out pretty well.
They got displaced by a giant crab. Okay.
So it'd be nice if I had that lore here. You would think I put it in the place by the 3 green. Let's go up here. In the annals of historical record, the 3 cream being displaced from their home in the Jabal Kernot by a giant crab called Karkanos. That's what you would know. You wouldn't know much other than wanting to. Oh, yeah. Chardalyn. Chardalyn is the name of the ore. Chardalyn. Chardalyn is the name of this magic ore, which you wouldn't know very much about.
No.
Yeah. So,
Christiana's a monster hunter, not a geologist.
Damn it, Jim.
Nice.
So, well, the bartender would say, "What do you propose to do about this?"
And Christiana would kind of like I am recede into thought. We must first consult with Jericho and share all that we've learned. Surely he will know what to do.
So you each buy a drink.
Well, Christiana would toss, I forgot the barkeep's name. It's
Barham. I think.
Barham would toss Barham a gold coin and say, for the information and a round of drinks.
Ah, thank you. And he'll line up. Now, I picture. Like I said, I had fun doing this. Do I have a picture of Barham? Yeah, I should have had it up. The drinks at this establishment are not big ales. They're more like flasks, tiny bottles. And he'll line up a bottle and he pours just a couple ounces of shot in each, and he'll give it to you. Something to wet your lips with.
Alrighty.
Do I have the elf? The silver string?
I take it we've all sat down at a table.
Yeah. And the
Got Bernie Pop.
harmonic discord of the harp going on. It's as beautiful as it is grating.
Oh, grading. Yeah.
How can you say that about Elvis's music?
Ain't
Ain't nothing but a
Elvis's.
Elvish. No.
Oh. He had great stuff.
Now you're making me think of like Elvin. Elvish.
Elvish Elvis.
Elvis.
There you go. That's your task for next week, Dave.
Yeah.
Get AI to come up with an Elvish Elvis.
No, that's something to put into AI.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what I said.
Or the young Elvish.
Elvish.
Say that.
or the older, slightly overweight.
so that is seems to be the leader dude of the elves sitting at the table as he looks over to a younger version very similar to him playing the harp.
Okay.
A couple probably females with them. So, you sit around the table, a sack of Ides in the corner.
Is he inside or is he still out strapped to the camel?
I would have brought you in.
Yeah, we brought you in.
Wouldn't want anybody stealing you.
Yeah.
Way too much to drink.
Don't bother him. He's been dead all day. Mostly dead all day. He's dead tired.
I've never actually seen
Seen which one?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh. I thought you were going to say The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Oh. I've seen it, but it's been so long that I
Put paper on my relationship.
You haven't seen it yet today.
I haven't seen it yet today.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Nice.
It's been a decade since I've watched it.
Yeah. It's a good one to throw on for the background noise. So you have your drink, and
I've been doing a lot of talking, so I mean, I can't do much talking, but you guys can.
Well, I mean, we're kind of in a holding pattern. We're in a holding pattern until we hear from Jericho, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Any questions you have for Christiana, or
well,
how does Varinka feel about consorting with a vampire?
does she know?
Does she know?
Christiana has not told them that Jericho.
Why are we bringing this body to Jericho?
To save him.
He is
Bring
a
him back to life.
man. Is a man of many skills. She would be kind of cagey about it. She would tiptoe around the.
You ever heard of Liam Neeson?
Nothing? No?
I might say, how long is this going to take? I mean, this is urgent, right?
yeah, right.
And he understands what's going on, right? Out in the real world, people are struggling.
I mean,
survive.
Jericho is aware of
Mhm.
Christiana's mission.
Mhm.
Now, is Jericho the one who called us to do this?
Mhm.
So, what's the delay?
Well, you just got here. He could still be resting. Or you could be in the middle of a meal, for all you know.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty early in the morning, right?
Well, no, we could make up whatever time you want. You had been traveling throughout the evening. It probably is early morning, and you're probably ready for your rest,
Yeah.
right? As you've traveled through out the evening.
Christiana would say it's not typical to get a meeting with Jericho that's unscheduled. So it may require rearranging his schedule. Something to that effect.
Very true. He is certainly an important figure in the city of Redux, right? And he has businesses, multiple that he manages. Not to mention the Order of the Blood, his society. He's a lord of the city, right?
Hmm.
And so he's rearranging his schedule. But eventually, a servant will come that you recognize. A person that runs messages, a courier. Courier is sent in, and he's Master Jericho is ready to receive you now.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, unless there's anything else you want to do in the
Nope.
Almirage,
Of one small thing, Christiana will make a comment. She'll be playing with a ring on her finger that will be glowing bright blue. She'll say, I got so used to the ring, being blue when we were around Ruckus all the time. And in the months since we parted ways, it went back to its natural state, and can't help but notice the past few days it's been glowing blue again.
What made it blue in the first place?
Oh well, it's a magic ring. And she won't say anything else.
Okay. Weirdo.
let us not
We'll have some fun with this.
let us not tarry.
Yeah, let's pick up Bernie and he's drunk off his you know what. Let's get him up. Can't believe we do this this early in the morning. Pass out drunk. He's got a problem.
Truly, a big problem.
You're led through the gate and into the subterranean mansion, into a large den. And I picture sitting in this rocking chair. In the back of the room is Jericho. And Jericho shrouded in mystery with rumors suggesting he was once a noble turned vampire who fought against his own kind. So as you enter the room, one thing that you would pass is an altar of sorts that you Varinka would recognize. At least some of the markings.
Any stains?
Oh, come on.
Blood or otherwise?
Oh, come on.
The altar was kind of there.
Did you see an altar?
It was a table, I thought, but it could be an altar.
You saw it?
Scroll. Oh, snow. There.
Well, that's the whole room.
Oh, well, there's an altar. There's nothing there.
That's the whole room. I have a specific image I'm thinking of. Don't want to give away too much. Oh, that's a Chardolin.
Chardolin.
Oh, there's the Roadrunner I didn't use. There's a Vulture I didn't use yet.
Yeah. There's still time.
Oh.
There's an altar I would recognize.
Yeah. Rats. Oh, I wonder if I have it. Let's check here.
He's so cute, isn't he?
And we are Secrets of the Shifting Sands.
Picking up the horn. Feel nice.
What would you say?
On his horn. Oh.
What would you say of Jericho's alignment? Because traditionally,
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. I did have an image. Kicking myself. I'll show you. His alignment. Wow.
because you said is known or is rumored to have taken on his own kind or clan. Something
He said
like that.
kind.
Kind.
Today I said that?
Yeah, moments
just
ago.
when you're reading Jericho's description.
There was a certain he was once an old turn against his own kind.
Against his own kind.
Gaining redemption and unparalleled skills in monster hunting. Crimson Warden, as is described as having piercing red eyes that betray the vampiric heritage, yet the demeanor is calm and authoritative, inspiring loyalty and respect among the order's ranks.
Traditionally, a vampire is what, neutral evil.
Yeah,
And
this guy would probably be more along the lawful. Dare I say good, lawful, neutral.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what you see is an altar with symbolism of vampire that you would recognize. Probably matches a symbol or two on your glaive.
Who is this guy again? He's your.
It's Jericho.
Who is he to you?
He's the head of the order.
Yeah, he's the leader of the order. Did he found the order?
Sure.
Okay.
And you trust him
With my life.
with all of our lives?
Well, wouldn't be here otherwise.
We're in a desperate situation. I hope this Ides guy is worth it.
I hope so too.
And I need a voice for him. It would be, Christiana, you've returned.
Yes, with news and a request.
He raises a single eyebrow, very Spock-like. Fascinating.
Which do you want to hear first?
Please, you and your friends, please sit. And there's chairs around that you can sit in. And share your tale.
We would have brought in, I assume, Ides.
And what is this?
Potatoes.
What did you say?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
No, this is one of our fallen.
I'm afraid I don't have much taste for potatoes. Potatoes. A fallen comrade.
Yes.
How did he fail? How did he meet his demise?
The sand beasts are real. We've confirmed their existence.
You've seen them with your own eyes then?
Battled them with our own
and
hands.
lost.
Evidence of...
And what kind of creature would best you, Christiana? One of my favored blood hunters.
Well, clearly I did not best me, bested Ides.
Nice dodge. Beep beep.
I stand corrected.
Uh,
How is it you would let one of your friends
there's
fall?
a giant scorpion
A giant scorpion.
the size of a house, size of a city block. No, the size of a house. You should be truthful to Jericho. The size of a house.
And more likely, you're standing in a mansion. That would fill this room.
Yeah, it would fill this room.
Yeah.
And it burrowed 60 feet down and dragged two of our companions with it.
Fascinating. And the composure of this monster, is it the same as the rumors?
Solid sand.
Solid sand. Any clue as to what animated the sand?
As soon as it died, it returned to the sand as if had never been there.
Very interesting.
And it was the Would Christiana know that it was the thunder attack specifically?
Yes. They're susceptible to thunder damage. Sure, I'll give you that.
So Christiana would
Some paid with their life for that information.
two, yeah. Would share that information. That we know its weakness though.
Well, that is valuable indeed, as he takes his glass of blood red wine and takes a long...
Fruit punch. Yeah.
This is a very viscous glass of wine.
full of iron and other nutrients. Would you like some?
No. It's too early in the day.
And what is your name?
My name is Varinka.
And Varinka, as he looks at you and looks at your glaive and back, where do you hail from, Varinka?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Oh, there.
Yeah, the Thessal Mountains.
And may I see your glaive? Oh, he just wants to look at it.
Yeah, sure.
And he holds it up and he looks up and down. What a fine weapon you have here. Wherever did you come across such a fine weapon?
I battled.
Do you remember your own history?
I battled many werewolves and beasts to earn that.
And he takes as he runs his hand, he takes a hand and kind of outlines a symbol of vampire in, well...
Great, now he's winking it. He's calling vampire back.
Yeah, and he says, it's a very handsome weapon. Perhaps you and I have more in common than we know.
Maybe.
So, Christiana, what can I do for you?
Well, we were hoping you could
Restore.
help our friend Ides.
He looks very comfortable where he is.
It flops on him.
Martell pushes him up.
We will need.
Clear the table. Clear the table. And you start pulling stuff off the table. And he says, please, let's put his body on the table and let's take a look.
Yeah. So Christiana would say, to face this foe, we will need every hand that we can get. And then, yes. So we would place Ides on the table and start unwrapping the wedding ceremonial. You know.
I've seen worse.
I've seen voice.
He's dead. Now yet! He's not dead!
That's right.
Fetch me the
bellows.
the bellows.
Bring in the bellows, Gramps.
All right, no. This is too serious for that.
No, it's not.
To blade!
It's never too serious for the princess.
What was, whoop. What was the initial wording he said? What did, yeah, but what did...
Means to bluff.
To bluff!
Because we're playing cards and he cheated.
That's probably why he's dead.
Liar!
And that's when his wife comes out, yeah.
I don't remember that scene at all. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Gosh, yes.
It means love, and there's no greater. And he so yeah, and he strips him of all of his clothing, which is a little bit unnerving, but maybe one piece of cloth just for some humility, and
We are new friends.
then why would you?
We wouldn't tell, but like,
Yeah.
you know.
And
All right. I was the only woman in the party.
Oh, Christiana.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
And he grabs a small chest and lifts it open, and there's stones, gems, and he starts placing it on Ide's body. And so you wish that I return him?
He gave his life for this order, and he will owe this order his life, right?
Well, that much is certain. If I were to return him to the land of living, his life would be greatly altered. Are you sure he'd want that level of commitment?
Excuse me. It's the missus.
Survey says yes.
Well, it's better than the option 2.
Better than the other option.
You seem kind of fluid on the whole living, dead. Seem to be okay with
we
that.
owe him this.
Very well. This process normally takes days, if not weeks. But you seem urgent. Do you have anything to contribute to the ceremony that I would need to perform to enhance, to expedite the transition?
What is he asking for?
Any type of magical anything would be. If you had any type of.
Brinka hides her glaive.
Your glaive
Well-
would be enough of a sacrifice, for sure.
I don't know what happened to Ide's stuff.
Yeah.
Did they?
We would have carried
He
it.
still
Yeah.
had it, or
Yeah.
was it lost in the
No,
sand?
well, we said he'd find it.
Okay.
Do Ides have anything magical?
Yeah.
Two things.
He had the glove. What was it? The unholy glove, which lets you basically turn what you're holding into like a flame blade. I don't know if you guys even ever saw it because you didn't get
Once.
to
The fire did some damage, and the blade didn't really do much of anything else.
that. And he had his mantle of spell resistance, the cape he was wearing.
That's a good
There's other
start.
stuff
Would
that's-
any of you have anything else to contribute? Anything you can contribute?
See what we got.
Would Mini 3.0 have any magic items he would like to contribute to the ceremony, Ken?
Oh, I think we could probably toss in this giant Slayer longsword.
Wow.
I've got the shimmer ring.
Oh yeah.
I think the giant Slayer sword is going to be useful at some point. There are giants in this campaign. I will offer my ring of protection. So I'll take off my ring, shield shaped, and
How
present
long
it
has
to.
it been since people died?
No less than 3 days.
Let me look up how long it takes for those magic items to.
That don't be giving them fake stuff.
Oh.
We're doing a real.
Do one last.
No fake stuff.
One
Just
last
give it a-
Olak
I would
sleight of
just give
hand.
it
That ring is.
Oh, speaking
It's a
of
+1.
those magic items that Olak tricked that guy with in Hell, those have stopped working.
I'm
in case
sure.
he ever comes back for revenge.
Yeah, that should happen.
It's a rare item.
I kind of imagine Jericho would have said that, and then Christiana would have said he needs one magic item from each of us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the sense I'm getting.
And you give him a ring.
So Christiana would give the shimmer ring, which is...
And you're going to donate your longsword? I think that's pretty fantastic.
No, people are saying I should keep that. Mini will instead take off the boots of blazing speed.
Ooh, very nice.
You'll see
It's your choice.
A small tear. You didn't know that robots could cry, but robots can cry.
A little drop of oil. Very pure, clear oil streaks down his cheek.
And then I would imagine the cape would...
Which you want to give up the flame gloves.
Unless you want to give it... Okay, flame gloves then.
Yeah, keep the cape. That's pretty heavy.
Man, he owes us. I've had that ring a long time.
Where was I going? I was going here. And as you place these items, give him these items. He places them on the bare chest of Ides.
I've also got the ring of cold resistance. Shimmering. It's one of those things that when you give it up, like I haven't used it, but the occasion hasn't arrived to use it. But once you give it up, there's gonna be like, damn, I shouldn't,
I had a couple things like that I found ages ago, like in the submarine or something, that I would occasionally read through my stuff. And, oh yeah. Rocket still has a tornado in a bottle.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Yeah,
Never found a use for it.
Yeah.
Or
We
never
could have
remembered
offered something like that, right?
Yeah, as long as it's an actual magic item, I would accept it.
So I could have used my.
Dig through your inventory for
So I
magic
could.
twig some elf gave you.
So I have a potion of invisibility, potion of greater healing. The potion of invisibility is rare.
Well, okay. He's wanting a magic.
It's a very
do you have
rare.
a magic item
No,
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
if it's not,
Just a standard healing potion is not
that you're
going
willing
to
to
do
give
it.
up?
no, it's not standard, right? It
Oh,
was,
that I'm willing to give up.
it was potion of invisibility,
Okay.
which is very rare.
Not the eyes again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not the eyes of straw. No.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Vampire.
between him activating this the
Glaive.
the symbol on the glaive, and now he's going to basically sell somebody's soul to do something to get. He's got to be praying to that guy.
Absolutely.
So I'm just kind of like.
So yes, you need to give up one magic item.
Yep.
I keep with the
I
stone,
just
the
need to
ring.
review what this one does.
If you don't have anything that's really a problem, I do have the ring of cold protection. I picked it up as well. I could slip you. See?
What's this one do?
So as you each give your item, as he figures out what it's going to be, he says, "Would you like to perform the ceremony with me?"
Be an honor. I don't know if Christiana had ever been asked to do so before. I don't know if she's ever seen this ceremony.
You must be willing to pray to Vampire.
Does Christiana have a god? I don't know if she has a god, because artificer blood hunters.
I would just say that not all are amiable to my religious beliefs.
I mean, I feel like if Christiana was not amiable to that, she wouldn't be a part of the order to begin with. So
Your friends can rest in the commons if they do wish not to partake. Varenka, would you like to join us in the ceremony? Your connection with Vampire could be beneficial. You're lost in thoughts, communing with your family, I'm sure.
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
and making jokes on your.
Yeah. What was?
Yeah, okay.
Would you like to? Your assistance in the ceremony could be beneficial.
How could I be of assistance? I know nothing of rituals to resurrect the dead.
Well, perhaps you'd like to learn.
He seems to have taken a liking to you.
I assume you have some
Plays with
affinity
the
to our shared God. Deity, our shared deity.
Well, affinity is not the word I'd use. Tolerance is more of the word.
There is.
What you may feel as a boon is I may feel as a curse.
Well, very well. There is not all that she stands for that I stand for. Wanton death is not my prerogative.
And that's good for us.
So, Martello will give up his Sentinel shield.
Magic item?
Yep. It's, +2 to my armor class.
Whoa.
While holding the shield, you have advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. The shield is emblazoned with the symbol of an eye. Fancy that. And I'm here to protect my friend. So
These are worthy sacrifices.
Sure about giving that up? This seems pretty.
Do you have another shield?
Or
One with less
a
magic.
bottle of.
I give up a +1 ring.
All shields give +2, right? That's not a magic +2 shield. It
Plus
is a
initiative,
shield that
plus-
gives +2 AC. Which,
all-
Well, those other things.
those other things.
oh, those other things, absolutely. So I didn't want you to think it was like a +4 shield, right? Plus
Right.
2 plus another 2.
Right.
But so no, it's a great sacrifice, and Jericho recognizes that, and so he places the shield, across his chest and picks up the jewels and places it back down on top of the shield and says, "Well, this will take us better of a day. But with these items, we should be able to expedite the ceremony. And on the morrow, your friend will return. Unlike anything he had ever experienced before, I'm sure. With a new thirst for So, Martello, do you join with the ceremony?
I'll be outside.
All right. Mini 3.0. Ken.
I mean, vampire is the reason why Minnie exists.
Does Minnie have any markings of a vampire?
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably a back tattoo or something.
Tramp
Yeah, a tramp stamp.
Stamp.
Yeah.
The eyes.
Yeah, the lay out like a
Creepy
butterfly.
eyes.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
creepy eyes right above his butt crack.
Yeah.
And I think he was saying no, right? So the three of you go through a series.
Yes.
So
I believe
yes,
it's a yes.
yeah. So Mini 3.0. I don't know what. I'm really tempted to call him Mini 3PO.
That's
There you go.
Mini 3PO and Christiana join in the ceremony, and Brinkus has turned it down.
Not if it's not necessary.
And so he
I've touched
would
the
tell you
vampires
to spend your time in the commons, but if you leave, you will not be permitted to return. Until the ceremony is over, of course. I'm just saying. Okay. We can. Throughout the day, it's a series of sacrifices, and one thing to know,
Rests.
we've condensed this. Normally, a transformation would be first the subject would be turned into a vampire spawn, and then from vampire spawn, the vampire spawn has to partake of the blood of a true vampire to be converted to a vampire, right? And this would take weeks, months, if not years for this. Some spawn never turn into vampires. But with the sacrifice of the magical items and the prayers to Vampire, you are blessed with life. Life is undead life is breathed into the body of Ides. And what was the name we gave him? At the end of the dark ceremony, he would rise again, and Jarek would say, "Rise, you are no longer Ides." And I'm trying to pull up.
Stormbreaker or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I need to get it right though. I gotta say it right. You are no longer view campaign.
Shankrother.
Shankrother. You are now Vamprother. You. Rise, my prodigy, and dedicate your life to Vampire.
Say what now?
Is that the bottom of the country?
Wait a minute. He just wakes up.
It's a
He's like,
small
what now?
print. That's
What?
the fine print.
And as you wake and you're covered in the sheet, you sit up and you look, and your eyes are this red glow that similar to Jericho's. Like you have the red contacts in, right? You're dazed and confused, and the thirst comes, and he hands you his vine, and you drink heavily of this blood, and it's dripping down your face and chest. Sounds like a much better Cthulhu adventure. As you, and it's like, what am I? And he says, you are now a child of Vampire. Death has no meaning to you, as you are a creature of the night. But be aware, you are still my prodigy, and wanton murder is not acceptable. I place Christiana here as your watcher, and she will hold the key. If ever you get out of line, just know that she can end you in an instant. And he hands you a silver dagger.
Well,
So,
beats being dead.
That escalated quickly.
let's go here and take a look at this. Come on.
Just when we thought.
Really improved. Often imitate, never duplicate.
I thought they had silvered versions of weapons and.
Vampire
Sure.
of the table.
Where was I going? Oh, I was going to show you I was going to bring up the vampire monsters. This is straight out of the monster manual. Vampire.
We got a short. Anybody who
You got
wasn't
the
in there
picture?
got a
Is that
short
what
rest,
you're-
right?
Huh?
Anybody that wasn't in there got a
Oh,
short
we've
rest.
been traveling, so you would have gotten long rests long.
Yeah. When we're done with this, you will have all had a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would've-
Several, actually.
We had a few on our
the
way
way.
to the city.
Oh, it took that long to get there.
So Glenn rises as a vampire straight out of the monster manual, which are pretty badass. However, I did give him a couple nerfs. All right. So shape changer, yes. Misty escape, yes. Charm, bite, unarmed strike, multi attack, all yes. You do have the stake to the heart thing. You do have the sunlight hypersensitivity.
Gee, in a desert? That's
in a
going to be
desert.
great.
But he doesn't have the legendary resistance or the legendary actions yet. So when you guys gain a level, he will get one of these. He'll get one resistance or one legendary action, whatever he chooses.
In addition to his level.
He doesn't have any levels. He's a vampire. It's no character sheet. There's no
Okay.
makes your well, you have some choice, right? You have a choice. Yeah. There's some choice there, and when he levels, assuming he survives, how can I possibly kill him, right? All the rules of vampires apply, right? You must get permission before you go into someone's residence and all that fun stuff. But he is a vampire, and he will equip you with the armor that you. Do you have any armor on him? Does he have?
He had chainmail, but he doesn't
Silver
need it
chain.
anymore. So
He has a natural armor,
right.
Yeah.
So maybe he would say, I could exchange this armor for that nice crossbow on the wall there.
Yeah. So he will. Jericho outfits you with that rapier we were talking about. He pulls and he says,
I was aiming for the crossbow instead.
You want a magic crossbow?
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Okay. He still gives you a rapier. All right. It's just a standard rapier, and then he'll give you a +2 crossbow
Okay.
as your magic item. You still have your cloak. You gave up the other glove thing. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. So armor class for Martello.
Down to 17.
Yeah, and Christiana's armor class?
17. What I ended up doing is
19.
I have she swapped out the armor she had before for a +1 leather armor.
For magical armor?
Yeah, +1 leather.
Is it a leather that's magical and gives you +1, or is it a standard leather that naturally gives you a +1?
It is just this the rare magical +1 leather.
It is magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking you should get some leather armor that Vamp Rother should get some some leather armor, and I think that's +1 to your dexterity. standard leather armor. I don't know, Ken, if you could look that up
I
quickly.
don't think it adds any buffs or anything.
I thought leather armor adds 1 to your
Yeah,
dexterity.
leather armor's it's dex based.
Yeah, that might be too good. But in short, I want your armor.
Your investigation check. Oh, because I spelled it wrong.
Well, it doesn't add any dexterity. Oh.
Do you want the Strahd armor?
No, I don't. I don't want anything very special. I just want he has natural armor. Hey, you can't die anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a 6. You don't need armor.
16's fine.
16's fine. You take damage, you heal it right back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I took the +1 leather because the regular leather armor class would be 16. +1 gave me 17. So it was
and so you've come back. You've been equipped. You've gained your wits about you again, and he gathers you in a room and says, Christiana, you must lead you and your companions must find the source of this evil that has fallen upon the Anorak, the desert. I have one request though. Should your travels take you to Hero's Helm in the mines of the dwarves for the mountain, should your travels find you there, I would like you to bring me back a sample of this Chardonnay that they mine. And he'll give you a box with a handle, almost like a lantern. And it's just like a bowling ball size sample. A good chunk for me to analyze.
And so the weapon, so it's +2.
Plus 2.
And your proficiency bonus?
So you have your normal. All right, crossbow is your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Your dexterity for the damage, and you get +2 to the +2 applies to all that. So it's extra +2 to hit and extra +2 to damage, and it's magical damage.
Sorry, so to hit is
Your
dex
dexterity
bonus and your proficiency
and your
bonus
proficient-
and the +2.
and a +2.
Okay.
So yeah, that should get you up. Is that 9, right? +9?
11.
11 plus 11. All right, 11 to hit. It is
then-
magical.
And then the damage is
Your dexterity plus
you get the dex bonus for that too.
well, that is what it's based off. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that true for a crossbow? It depends on the crossbow. I think.
Yes.
I mean, I can. Well, no, it's regular. It's magical for other reasons.
I think it's 1 D&D they were looking at changing that. With 5e, it's all dex based.
All right, so it's dexterity. So your dexterity, which is what, +4?
Mm-hmm.
+4 plus your 2, so it's +6 damage.
Okay.
Personal equipment, starting equipment, weapons. Weapons. So which crossbow did I give you? Light crossbow?
I did a hand crossbow.
You did a hand crossbow?
One hand, yeah.
That makes sense for him.
That's what Christiana uses. Maybe.
Not exactly.
Well, I mean, she has other enhancements to it.
Yeah, yours is a special. His is a magic crossbow, yes. Yours is a special.
Yours.
That's who you are.
Right.
Why does it have the laser scope on heat seeking?
Or the magic weapons, right? You have energy bolts you shoot, right?
Basically, yeah, it took a few feats where we, basically treated it as the bolts just appear as like she's loading.
Yeah, I'm just looking for that hand crossbow on this list.
Like the ranger from the cartoon.
There it is.
One of her infusions.
So it's a D6. Yeah, that's the damage.
He just appeared.
Okay. And so, I look forward to hearing your reports. Go swiftly on, and I hope you can figure out this mystery quickly.
So she'd also share, everything they've learned and seen.
Of course.
And does Jericho have any recommendations about where to start, where to go, who to talk to next?
What would he tell you? So, the closest encounter rumor that I've heard was of a great serpent at Felajarma on the edge of Atar's looking glass on map right here. You are here. All I can say is the more of these creatures you encounter, perhaps you can glean some sort of clue as to how they come into existence.
Okay.
If you look at the map and the icons, it might give you clues as to where you should go, because there's been stuff prepared for those locations.
While we are in
Redux.
Christiana would visit. Here's what Christiana is looking for: magical weapons that do thunder damage. So she would visit whatever shops or traders she suspects may have any weapons like that.
I think it's time to visit my favorite.
I don't know about you, but I don't know that she can. She has any spells that do thunder damage. So
In D&D,
it'll be really
are
nice
there
thunderstep.
any magic items that do thunder damage? Yes! There are several magic items that can deal thunder damage. One notable example is the Weapon of Warning, which can be any sword, magic item, or weapon that emits a warning. It gives the wielder advantage in initiative rolls, and when wielded, it can awaken the user and their allies with 30 feet. If the
Dag had one of those.
While it permanently serves as a protective item, depending on the DM's discretion, a version of the weapon might be adapted to deal, so it doesn't naturally give it thunder damage.
No.
Especially in thematic. Another more direct example could be homebrew items, so this is saying no.
Yeah, basically, you can homebrew one that does, but
Yeah. But I mean,
It's like
we could probably find a ring of spell storing and have it imbued with some thunder spell.
Isn't that what Booming Blade is? Mr. Paladin?
Oh, well, well.
One of us, was it you? Someone did a thunder spell. That's what killed it.
It was Olak.
Yeah, I
Is that
was going to say that's not.
Right. So how do you guys know this worked?
Because the DM said that Christiana knew.
Because the ghost told them.
The Ghost of Olak.
Thunder
passed.
Sword 5e equipment. There you go.
So, Glenn, make sure you are in standard magic equipment and not homebrew magic equipment.
Yeah.
This is
You
dndwiki.com.
the last two times you created a character, you had homebrew magic items.
Oh.
So all you do is go to the homebrew.
Now, I reviewed it and I approved it, so it was okay. But for your knowledge, when I say you can have a magic item, I'm not normally thinking a homebrewed magic item. Unless we have a conversation.
Okay.
So,
about a
what
staff
you
of
find
thunder
is
lightning.
a ring of spell storing with 3 charges, and you can find a magic user that can put a spell in it.
Thunder gauntlets.
Thunder Gauntlets exist.
Yep.
Now the problem is, do they exist in?
They
Didn't,
are.
didn't Olak have those? Would
Yeah,
Minnie have those?
didn't Olak have thunder gauntlets?
Yeah, he did.
Ken?
Yeah, but they don't work anymore.
Because they were his magical creation.
Oh,
They were all tied to his life force.
Staff
Got
of
it.
Thunder and Lightning says it's from Basic Rules.
Oh yeah, he'd also transferred them to lightning. He didn't have them on thunder mode anymore.
Oh.
Bow of Melodies, Dragon Wing
Although,
Bow,
actually, it's
Iron Fang.
I think I've said what I want to do here, guys. Those other things are great and all, but you don't find anything in there other than this ring of spell storing with 3 slots, right? And
So does anybody have?
Yeah. This is what I've seen for thunder damage.
I found those as well, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't spell them. Oh, actually, no, those were a little different. Interesting.
These are just the weapons. I just looked at weapons.
Yeah, but I was searching weapons here. I found different ones. 4 different.
So I did homebrew. I did.
Oh, turned off homebrew?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go to homebrew and then there's browse the regular.
Well, we don't want to. We want to browse the non-homebrew,
Right, and that's what this is.
Okay. So does anybody have thunder spells? Or does anybody have like Booming Blade, for instance?
Well, I have force damage stuff. Not thunder. Oh yeah. I do have shatter. Pulse wave. Kind of damage too. Force damage, yeah. And then sinkhole is the same too, I think. Crushing force. Force damage, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I can't remember 3 weeks ago. When I did my pulse wave, did it damage it? I don't remember if it was more or less, or is it susceptible to
if it was
force damage?
I don't. So I would think I would remember, and I don't.
Okay. So
So I don't know if you didn't hit or.
yeah. Okay.
I think it might have gone onto the ground already when you.
Maybe.
Speaking of spell storing, and you can then go to a magic user. So the ring of spell storing as a rare item. Rare items cost 1,000 gold pieces. Or I can roll 2d10. That can't be right. 2d10 would be much less. Oh, it's 2d10 times 1,000. So I said 1,000. So it's 1,000 gold pieces. But that doesn't have the spells you want. Then you have to find a magic user that's willing to cast spells into it for you.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering. Does anybody here have? I don't have anything. I never learned Booming Blade. It's a cantrip. If it was a spell, I could pick it up, but it's a cantrip. I can't.
It's a cantrip?
Mm-hmm.
Booming Blade?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me look and see if I can get it added on. Again.
So, 100. I want it to be 100. 100 plus 1d10 gold. Yeah, I like that. All right, so spell service. I just made this up on the fly. You can find yourself a wizard. First level spell is going to cost 100 plus 1d10 gold. Second level is going to cost you 200 plus 2d10 gold, and so on. 3, 4, 500. I don't know how you guys have a lot of gold, I'm sure.
Not
Say
that
that again.
much.
Huh?
I wasn't sure I understood the last part.
You have a ring of spell storing. To get the spell.
He does, right?
Christiana,
Christiana.
the group of you is in pursuit.
If we have enough gold pieces.
All
To
right.
get one for each
It's
of us?
1,000 gold pieces for the ring, period.
Christian doesn't have that much gold, but
Okay.
Start there.
yeah.
If you want the ring, it's 1,000 gold pieces.
All right.
If you want specific spells, it's additional. So you tell me what you want.
Is there any other thunder items you...
This is what is available in Redux.
Okay. I have plenty of thunder things that I can do. Who does not have any thunder ability? 2 people. So that
I
sounds
mean,
like
I
maybe
have, I have
2.
access to Thunderous Smite as a spell, which
Right.
does extra thunder damage with an attack.
Well, you find yourself entrapped in a claw of sand. I just want us to be able to do something that
Right.
does
Right.
extra damage to get out. Ken, or Mini 3PO, do you have something?
Thunderous Smite. Though I'm still kind of figuring out how Mini works, so I might have something. Because I realized I built him like a wizard, and I don't actually have wizard abilities that I need, so I needed to sub out a feat. So I'm skimming through to see if there's anything I like, but I may have a thunderish thing after that. We'll see. Booming Blade, that's the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be nice.
Booming Blade, Thunderclap. Thunder Smite, Thunder Wave, Shatter. Those are your cantrip and first and second level.
Well, and I also have, although I'd have to, let's see, what's my range? Oh, touch. I've got the Freedom of Movement spell. So assuming I can touch the person who's grappled, they can get ungrappled.
If you can get there quick enough.
Right. I'm just saying.
And that was the other thing. I mean, that's what the Scorpion did.
Right.
You know, we don't know what the other sand creatures are going to do.
Right. But we did see a giant crab with a claw, so just
Fair
saying.
point.
Thunderous Smite. That's the answer for Vinny.
Thunderous
So you
Smite.
guys, can you either one of you get a ring?
I could. I don't have 1,000 gold pieces. I have close. That would also be all of my coin. But I do have some things that I picked up in Avernus that I could trade. Potentially. I don't know how much they're worth, but
Aren't you guys special having money?
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, a lot. Yeah. You're telling them not nearly that much.
So, speaking of money, whatever happened to our ship?
Different group?
Collecting interest. Wait a minute. Yeah. Varinka. She's part of that crew.
Brink is part of that crew, but otherwise.
Christiana's part of that crew.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I forgot about that. Kinda.
He came in the middle of it.
Yeah, came in the
Is there
middle.
water near Avernus?
It's your junior partner.
You mean Anarok?
No, the town where we left Ruck.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Waterdeep?
It's the mayor's yacht now.
Could be.
Every ship in my armada.
That's true.
Yeah, because I don't know how well we tracked all of our. Because that crew had a lot of gold, but I don't know what happened to all that.
I have the entire party balance after expenses at Gunderlin was 14,712 gold pieces.
But who has that and where is it?
Well, Varinka has it, of course.
All of
It's in a lockbox.
Stuffed in her.
I can't say how we ended it. Like, so Ta had 75 gold pieces, and that was it.
Ta had also a chest with like 10,000 gold pieces in it
Right. So,
that he did not tell anybody about.
I mean, I walked
Tired
out
of
of there
being
with
a king in Patagonia.
1,247 gold pieces.
It was Ta got a chest of gold pieces from Strahd's castle and was kind of
I remember that actually.
yeah.
So what's the interest in 14,712 gold pieces times
Was
2
it?
years?
Is it? Did he put it with a bank in like Waterdeep?
I think we did. I think we did put it in Waterdeep Bank. It's funny you say that because as soon as you said Waterdeep, it was like, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I bet you if you checked the notes, we'll see that.
So the question is, what do we have access to now, and are we spending any of that gold from?
No. Hey, I mean, if it's in Waterdeep, it's not here.
Well, what does Varinka have? Right.
Yeah, I have
Did you bring your
1,200.
checkbook?
I do have 1,200 gold.
1,200 gold
Bank of Waterdeep.
is a considerable amount of walking gold.
Commercial
Yeah.
check.
I mean, Christiana is 977.
This is my
Which,
adventuring
again,
visa.
I will
Considerable
I will loan a ring to
My gold
someone.
visa.
So that one thing I have is a regular gold ring. It's gonna be worth something.
So you scrounge yours together. Maybe you get 1,000, and then I buy one for Ides, the undead. What did you call them?
Vamprother.
A Vamprother.
yeah, probably.
If it's strictly to get out of the clutches of a sand creature, I have other ways around that. But it's also a matter of we know that's what damages them, right? That's what you're going
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're buried underground, you can still fight. You don't need to breathe.
Or turn into a cloud and
Well, I mean, we fought one so far. We don't know what the others are gonna do.
Yeah,
sure.
We know that this is their kryptonite, right?
yeah, and
Not
Sure,
that
if
we
there's
know
a
what
way
kryptonite
to-
is, but
stick thunder damage on a crossbow bolt, then that would be nice.
I
How about lightning would have been like
kind of
glass? It would have turned it into glass.
yeah, I was kind of
Fair
hoping it'd be
point.
something like that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Because Christiana
That'd be
could,
cool.
You know, make use of that.
So what are we? I'm sorry. What were we? I was looking at stuff. What spells are we putting in this ring now?
That's
Have we
the next
chosen?
question.
Oh, that's the question.
And do we have enough gold to do that?
And it costs how much to do all that?
Basically, 100 for the first level, plus 1d10. 200 plus 2d10 for a second level. 3, 4, 5. Up to 500 and 5d10. So up to 550.
And those are permanent. They don't.
They're one-time use.
And then we have to come in and spend 100 gold. to
Yes.
get
That's
Or you
why-
cast your own spell into it.
So we can cast our own spell.
Yeah, you can cast spells in, and that's probably the
I
reason
can do
was
second
asking
levels.
about.
I can do 1 and 2s.
Right, so we could double down on Thunderous Smite because we could. Minnie's got that, and I've got that.
Of all the adventures, to leave Ruckus at home.
Yeah, right.
Olak had access
Thunder.
to Thunder Wave. Does Christiana have access to that? I thought that was through Artificerness.
I don't. Let me check. Olak was also a much higher level artificer.
Right, but Thunder Wave's like your first level Artificer spell, so
Let
as
me-
long as it wasn't through the subclass that he got it.
I don't have any good spells at second level for
I
Thunder.
Very
think,
well could
I
have been.
think it was because
Most all my spells are about patching you guys up and keeping you in the fight.
yeah, it's booming
Rightly
blade,
so.
and then the next one is like elemental weapon.
Now, Strider over here.
And like
do some
some
damage.
others. The glyph of warding. Thunderclap. But again, I can't change. I can change out my spells. I can't change out cantrips though.
Oh yeah, it was through his subclass. Down in Magic Missile. Okay.
And I only have up to second level. I don't have the third levels, which is where like elemental weapon comes in. So, yep.
Wait, elemental weapon.
Third level. Yeah.
I can give you Shatter.
Not familiar with the Paladin spell list, but I feel like I saw that as an option.
Which one?
Elemental weapon.
So how much can I get for a gold ring from hell?
Just a ring?
From hell.
From
From
hell.
hell.
Do you have a certificate of authenticity?
Apparently it's somewhere between 100 and 500 gold pieces.
Roll a 1d6.
I don't know who has the die that actually work. They're not constantly putting in jail.
I can't believe I forgot my new dice.
2,
There you go.
so 200.
200 gold. Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Actually, very generous, but yes. It could have been 1 gold.
Well, it said 100 to 500.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I can grab Elemental Weapon as a spell after finishing a long rest.
Is it a paladin spell? Because I don't see it in my list of them.
It's a paladin spell. It's a third level paladin spell. I
Smell.
think you have to be 9th level.
That's quite a
or
smell.
something.
Really? Interesting.
Okay, so I will buy the ring of spell storing. 1,000 gold pieces down.
So it'll fill up 3 charges, but I could also toss it in there at a 5th level spell.
Why don't I see that? Is it like a? I didn't see that as a third level. Oh, that's something else. Sorry, wrong spell.
For
Oh, there it is.
when you have a second, Dave, I have a question.
Yeah.
There's certain things in here that talk about my resting place. Where is that going to be back here where I was
Yeah.
transformed? Okay.
Yeah. Until we do something to move it, right? You don't have a better place yet.
Yeah, but I can't make it be my sleeping bag.
What's the significance of it?
If I get knocked down to 0 hit points, I turn into a cloud of mist, and I have 2 hours to get back to my resting place.
Oh,
Hmm.
so I'm not there yet. No, I know why. The reason it's not showing up for me is because I'm multi-class, so I'm not.
Right.
My paladin's not. To
I
that
imagine
level.
like maybe he turns to mist and like
I
floats
do have
back
thunder
to.
smite. So.
I could see something like that happening.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
what
happen.
happens.
That's what happens.
But where is my resting place is the
And
question.
how fast does a cloud move?
As fast as it takes to get back to its resting place. And what was the time period?
2 hours.
2 hours.
But in other places it says
Supersonic
my
if needed.
flying speed is 20 feet when I'm in mist form.
Yikes.
Supersonic mist.
So I better not
Maybe there's
restrict
a reliquary you could go to.
You have an urn of sand. That will be your resting place.
Where I died. Okay.
Yeah. So we could make it that you have to go get the sand from where you died to make it. But in my mind, that feels pretty good.
Okay.
And then what happens when you get back there? You are
Revert to vampire form, and then paralyzed until it regains at least 1 hit point. Or resting there for an hour.
I mean, I'm imagining there's a lot of sand in the armor, because luck was stuck in there too.
sure.
Empty out my
Just
pocket.
go and possess Midi whenever you need a rest.
So you have an urn of sand, and you will return to that urn of sand, and then it will take you a long rest to recover.
Okay. I'm going to weld it onto the back of Mini 3PO.
I doubt that.
Hold still.
I had another thought. Oh, and you are well cloaked because you do not want to get stuck in sunlight. That will be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
You have very fancy long gloves, a full long cloak, and you have a mask you can wear.
It took me a while to catch on to your comment earlier.
Which one was that?
Oh, that you suspect that we'll be traveling a lot at night. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a weird comment. I was like, oh, now, yeah, obviously. Okay.
Yeah,
But you're going to let me get away with the heavy cloak and mask and everything?
yeah,
Okay.
but you have to.
Deep
But
red.
there, if you're in battle, there's chances that it will be pulled away and
Okay.
it burns. Yeah,
I thought vampires just sparkled in the sunlight.
and then there are different versions of vampires that sparkle at night. So now what? Did we get the ring?
So Christiana bought a ring. Did we buy a ring for?
He said he had other ways to deal with it.
If I get grappled, yeah.
Did you want?
But if someone's got the money, it would be nice. But
A problem you had with the scorpion was Ides didn't have a magical weapon, right? So
Then I could-
magic
yeah.
damage does damage this did damage the snake.
Yeah.
It was just the thunder damage was sensitive, whatever the word is,
Vulnerable.
susceptible, vulnerable to thunder damage.
All right, so I will buy one and give it to him on loan.
Did he want one?
Yeah, he wanted the ring, right?
Christiana was the one asking
She's
for
a-
it.
Yeah, and she bought one.
So were you asking for a ring?
I think it makes sense for all of us to be able to do thunder damage. We've already lost two members of our.
Varenka's already thinking, hey, I can buy this ring, but it's really my ring, and you're just using it
okay.
because I already gave you one of my rings to bring you back from the dead.
And then Ken, you said you can
Right.
cast a thunder spell, but then are you going to use up all your spell slots every day, just charging up
No, once it's charged, it holds the spells
until we use it?
Yeah.
until you use
Oh, okay.
Then
Until
you
it's
can recharge it, and
So, like-
And then whoever-
anybody can recharge it.
Casts it is then the, you cast it for all intents and purposes as the caster. It just uses my spell stats, which I don't think for the spell we were looking at it matters.
And what spell are we putting it in?
It'll be elemental weapon. We can't do it right now. I have to long rest so I can swap out my spells.
So we have 5 spell slots, or 5 levels of spell slot in the ring.
There might be stuff in there already though.
Does it come preloaded?
Does it come preloaded?
The ring?
ring.
No.
The rings.
Okay.
Nope, empty. All right.
But I was selling you spells.
Right.
Well, we think we have enough spells.
How much was a second level spell?
200 plus something.
Unless there's a specific spell you guys would like that we can't cast ourselves that you would like to see in the one or both of the rings.
I mean, I've got some useful spells. I'm sure every other captain already does. So I can give each one an elemental weapon, and then we can pick through our list and go, ooh, this looks fun. This looks fun.
And elemental weapons, what level again?
Third level.
Third. If someone can cast 5th level spells, it does upcast pretty well to 5th level.
Well,
it does not upcast level.
Isn't Shatter 2nd level?
Mm-hmm. That also scales
Yes.
So we could do an elemental weapon and a Shatter in the ring.
Yeah.
And
sure. I do
also
not have Shatter.
I would also suggest air bubble, which puts a ring of fresh air around your head.
Well, that's all 5 levels. So the ring has 5 levels worth of slots. So the elemental weapon and the Shatter would fill it.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So what you got? Write it down.
Yeah, I mean, we'll need the... I don't know if the stats matter on... You cast Shatter, did you say?
I can.
Okay, so you can fill...
Charge it.
Charge it. Does Shatter have any... like to hits? Or... Because it's area of effect, right?
Yes. I don't have it ready, but I have in my prepared spells.
When it happens, we'll just...
So, this will be a tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have one more prepared slot left.
Yeah, 10-foot radius spear.
All right, I can toss it in there now.
+1 for each additional level.
So Shatter is you can up to 60 feet range. Just say kapow.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the other one, you cast it on a weapon and then you got to hit with it, right?
Booming blade. Yeah.
No, it was
Elemental weapon.
elemental weapon.
Yeah.
I actually haven't read elemental.
It also by the letter of the law it says you cast it on a non-magical weapon.
Oh.
To make it magical.
A non-magical weapon you touch becomes a magic weapon. Well, I mean, I do have I have a dagger.
Silver one?
Well, I have that as well. I have a regular dagger and a silver dagger. The rest of my weapons are magical.
Am I keeping the other weapons that my guy had? He had a hand axe.
Sure.
Okay.
Any mundane weapon you can have.
Okay.
Unless you want to sell them. If you need gold.
You can have any mundane weapon you want. Jericho will outfit you with.
Probably with the brand on the side of the weapon. The order.
So Felidharma was the closest site of one of the rumor sightings of a giant sand serpent. But the veracity of this rumor is muddled with the fact that Felidharma is also the home of a local tribe of Yanti. Yanti, above the table, you would know are snake people. Some version of half man, half snake. They're pure bloods, half bloods, Yanti. So, take the rumor with a grain of salt. Was it an actual sand serpent? Or was it some Yanti abomination?
Let's go find out.
Before we leave the city, one more question. Should we have a spell for digging ourselves out?
If only Strider were here.
Yeah. No, the problem
The
is...
walking excavator.
The problem is Mold Earth is only a cantrip, so it's only 5 Cubic
But
feet.
erupting Earth is 20 feet a push.
Is there a spell where you can teleport somewhere you can't see?
I don't know of any. If they exist, they're at a higher level. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point.
What are you searching on? Hello.
Yanti. Looking for.
She has a snake arm.
Is it worth buying erupting earth? 3rd level?
I mean, it's not, I'm only speaking from experience from Strider. It's not like it's anything that Martello can do, because it's a druid spell.
Right, but so Dave offered we could buy
Oh, okay.
spells.
Gotcha.
It would be 300 plus 3d10 gold pieces, being a 3rd level. I don't know that we have the gold.
Yeah, right. If we had the gold, I'd say it would absolutely be worth it. But in the absence of the gold, then we are where we are.
Yeah. Okay.
So the ring can hold.
5 levels of spell.
Okay, and shatter is what?
2.
2.
2. So you can
And the elemental weapon is 3.
Is 3. Minimum. I mean, you can upcast.
Okay,
but,
right.
Yeah.
So you can do one of each.
Yeah. And we can fill those ourselves. We don't have to pay for
Yeah.
them. So, okay.
So you casted a 2nd level and a 3rd level shatter in this ring.
No, 2nd level shatter and 3rd level elemental weapon. So basically, 1 weapon attack and 1 range attack.
Okay.
Thunder spell.
And you're wearing the ring.
I have 1, but he also has 1.
You took one also?
Yeah.
I'm
On loan from
borrowing.
Rebecca.
Okay. Long rest. When would you like to go? Do you leave in the evening or?
We need a long rest because I have to put shatter into their.
You sleep through the day and awake for dinner and leave at dusk?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I
So
kind of
basically, we're the
imagine.
Lost Boys now? Sleep all day, party all night?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
I kind of imagine. Yeah, we'll shift to like waking up late afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a night shift kind of.
Sure.
And you head toward Felajarma.
Sure.
And looks like it's going to take you a couple days to get there. And you come to Felajarma, which I have not populated yet. As you get closer to Felajarma, you would see patrols of snake people. And that's what I was kind of looking up. So something like this. You would spot them slithering around the city as you approach.
What's your charisma?
18 plus 4.
Sounds like we got our talker.
I'm charming as hell.
All right, so we should.
But I don't speak serpentine or whatever it is. Parcel tongue, is that what?
Yanti. Parcel, yeah.
Yanti, is that what they're?
I don't know that any of us do.
The woman in the purple is familiar. You've used that picture before.
Yeah. Yep.
Classic.
She's a pureblood. And so you would know about Yanti, and I have it up here. A collective race of serpent folk known as snake people, who seen as corrupt and degenerate monsters by other races. Appearance of Yanti varied greatly from nearly human to nearly snake-like, but all had some serpentine features. Scale colors can vary. They give off almost no scent. But animals could sense a dry, musty odor from their bodies. Purebloods, half-bloods, abominations. And the abominations were the almost completely snake-like. I mean, this is all stuff. This would be fairly common knowledge. It's a very common race. And this happens to be a tribe of them on Pelajarma. So, you've timed it so you're approaching them right at sundown. Yes?
Sure.
And you can see torches throughout this encampment.
We need someone to go up and ask if they've seen any sand monsters. You up for it?
Okay.
Just like everyone else, though, there's no reason to believe that they would treat you kindly.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're typically evil, right? Typically neutral evil.
We don't like to stereotype. We're hanging with a vampire.
That's right. That's the scenario, guys.
And we are now on the hunt for sand monsters again.
Right. Them and their source.
So,
Right. That's what I heard.
So there are people moving about, doing their
Sneaky things.
whatever.
Well, again, you're outside of town, and you just saw a patrol of two of those abominations slither past you on the other side of the dune from which you're kind of hiding.
Abominations.
Okay.
Abomination were the almost, that's the picture I showed you, a
Oh.
full snake-like
Okay.
humanoid-ish figure. This is all theater of mind, kind of, right?
But yeah, but there's a town.
There is a ruins of a town ahead of you.
Okay.
In the ruins, you can see torchlight.
Led by a Darth Maul looking figure.
Okay, but they had a patrol just
He's
went by.
covered in cloak.
Yes.
So if we just show up at the front door, they're not going to be
Emperor
happy.
shows up at the door.
Yeah.
Tony, it's the door.
well,
Christiana would know better.
So, I mean, let me flesh out my and see what, if you think it sounds reasonable, something that Christiana would do. My thought is, essentially, we would walk up to the guards, just like, we're just here for information and we'll leave. Have you seen any sand creatures?
Okay.
That's
Yeah, so we're not trying to sneak past.
we're
them.
not trying to sneak past. We're not trying to get in. We're
Get
just
their attention and talk to them.
walking up the front road saying,
Yeah.
we're just here for information.
Avon's calling.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
So, all right. So, get the attention of the patrol.
Your weapons are stowed.
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
and it's
And
all-
very
Hands out.
hands out. And they're kind of have their spears that look like that's what they were carrying, right?
Hopefully, they speak common.
Long curved scimitar type swords, and you they right, and to the one that's speaking, you are trespassing.
We only wish to ask you a couple questions, and we'll be on our way. We are seeking to know if there are any of those abominable sand monsters in this region. If you have seen them or heard tell of them.
I just like to use. Come on.
I don't think Olak has very good situational awareness yet. and he doesn't understand the Saiyan language, so he's just mimicking their speech patterns, trying to understand what they're saying.
I love it. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, you are trying to use your charmingness, right? Persuasion on them, and you are explaining all this, and as they talk, it's like, we have no place for humans such as yourself. And you're saying, hey, we just want information. And then behind you, you hear in some metallic robotic voice, he's doing a very, and sadly, that gives you disadvantage on your persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But it does give Ken a point of inspiration.
It's all worth it.
Yep. So that's, I have my charisma modifier,
Yeah.
right? Okay. But you said disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right. So, 13.
13.
Does that seem like it's going to work?
That seems like a very middle of the road roll for this level. If not low, yeah.
All right. If not low, you said.
Yeah. Now,
mid
to
to
be
low.
fair, he does have other things available to him that he might use.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Let's try those things first.
They count as humanoid?
I will say yes.
Okay.
Once they started out
Then...
At one time they were human.
So then it would say, I'm sure you were given this post to be the patrol because you are so wise about the area and the terrain, and that nobody would be able to fool you or slip past you, and you need to do a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw.
There you go.
These are the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, let me bring up there. All right. Wisdom is actually +2.
Oh. I could have canceled out your disadvantage. My apologies.
That's all right. This is actually might be a little tougher.
Well, the
For them to-
disadvantage is because of you, so I'm not
I know, but
keeping
I
in
could have
character.
canceled it out.
I'm not. I guess my point is, I'm not sure Minnie would be aware enough to,
Well, yeah, it's true.
Oh, one massively fails. It's of course not Verinka. And then
No, I can only do it to one of them.
So it massively fails.
yeah.
So now it is charmed, and it is take my request in the most favorable way it can.
There you go. And so what do you say?
Just to get, we are seeking information about these monstrosity sand monsters we've heard of around here. If we wanted to know if you have
You or anyone who
heard of any or seen them in this region.
We are children of Hess. I think it was the god's name. And Hess has revealed to us the great serpent of the Anarach, of the Shining Sea. Shining Sea, I think is what it's called. Has the great serpent of Atar's Looking Glass. Atar's Looking Glass is the region. You are here.
Oh, okay.
And Atar is a greater
Showing
sub-region.
us the serpent of.
Atar's Looking Glass. Revealed to us, and we are under her protection. But the serpent pays no heed to the gods and claims our own.
This is a monstrosity of a
The
sand
great,
serpent.
great. Yes, a serpent made of the very sand we walk on.
There you go.
At Atar's Looking Glass, which is
So the whole
Northwest.
where we are.
Northeast.
that direction. Okay.
It's kind
To
of-
the area north of us
Okay.
are searching parties that go that way. Fail to return.
Just look for dead bodies.
And the ones that do tell stories of this great serpent.
Okay.
Asked and answered.
And so, if we were to venture that way to the north, anything we need to watch out for besides a giant sand serpent?
There are many creatures of the desert to beware of. The normal creatures would be there are the deadly serpents that aren't made of sand, the vipers. The most fearsome creatures of the desert, the snakes. Of course they would say that, right?
Yes.
But, there would be wolves, there would be insects,
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Ants.
Yes.
Okay.
Game and fauna.
And if you venture too far, you would enter the area of the three green.
Of the what?
Three green,
the insectoids.
Oh, okay.
Insect
who you know are at this Ezra
Okay.
Sounds like you got information.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the information, and as we said, we
and the other abomination just looking at him.
Why are you telling him so much?
And the other one would say, "You've bewitched my friend. Be gone
Yeah, I might.
before I."
I might come up and hand him 2 gold pieces. This is for Hess. A gift to Hess.
And the bewitched one says, thank you. I will make the donation on your behalf. Please, Hess. As you back away.
Yes.
and he still thinks I'm a wonderful, charming person for 24 hours.
I don't know what your problem with is. He was a very nice guy. Oh, did you see his eyes? They were all spinny. He was so cool. Alright. Scenes. Have I made one for Challenger Mara? Oh, for the...
Christiana will say to him, better not pull that trick on any of us.
Better not give me reason to.
Alright. So you travel north from there? Right? It was early evening when you went there. So you traveled north from there, and...
Christiana does have advantage against being
we
charmed.
said Atar's Looking Glass. You come to a valley, and the bottom of the valley has a very glass-like ground with these beautiful stones. Think of it like resin, right? A very flat surface with these beautiful stones. Sand dunes on either side of you make this huge, huge lake of shining stones, smooth stones.
With water in it? Or...
No water. This is Atar's Looking Glass.
Is that an interesting place for a serpent? Too? The sand serpent. We look around. Yeah,
You look around,
Yeah, inspect the rocks.
inspect the rocks. We need a nature check
I can do that.
or survival check, perhaps.
Nature. I'll do a nature check.
I have advantage plus
So
10.
do I. Well, he said anybody, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
18. Over 1 and 8.
22.
So, with these scores, 18, 22, what you find is where the stones are typically very smooth, some of them have been ruffled. These seem very flat, where they are ruffled. And you follow that path, and you come to a hole. A hole that is 20 feet in diameter.
And the rocks have been disturbed.
Yeah.
In a path
In
leading up to
a
it,
very,
like
a very serpentine way.
Hello.
Ixnay in the hole, yay.
Take my holy hand grenade. Count to
There
3.
you go.
20 feet in diameter. Wow.
It's a big snake.
Mm-hmm.
Very big snake.
All right. Well, we found it.
You found a hole.
We found a big hole.
Snakes live in holes.
Mm-hmm.
After you.
And check it out.
Sure, we'll look into the hole. Yeah.
I could fly down there and look around.
That sounds like a good plan. Just make sure you can see in the dark now, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a bat or
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure the snake will try to eat you. It's a bat. Probably try to eat you no matter what.
I don't know. A snake this big would. Huh?
Wouldn't think anything of it, huh?
It's not like he can die.
No, I could. Let's not get.
There are ways.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, I could say I could walk, or
Christiana has one
I could
way.
even, as a bat worm, I could climb down the side of the hole. I suppose it might be safer than flying around right in the middle in case it comes up.
20-foot diameter. But yeah.
Yeah. What if it's 20 feet across? You remember how big the crab was?
Really big.
A crab or a scorpion? I forget.
Scorpion.
A scorpion.
A scorpion. Yeah.
Crab was a different legend.
That's a regular crab, not a sand crab.
So.
Carcanos.
Down to one magic item. 2 magic items, sorry.
So okay, so for starters, I will look over the edge and look down the hole, and I have 120 feet of dark vision.
And you see down there a certain amount, and the tunnel just kind of curves away.
Okay. Well, do we want to go peek, or do we want to try to entice it out?
Well, we should check if it's there first.
Yeah.
How big is it? You know.
Okay, I will shape change into a bat. Because it says I can turn into a bat or a medium cloud of mist, but I'm kind of assuming while I'm in my mist form, I can't like see or perceive. Let's see, let's find.
So the idea is you're going to recon the hole as a bat?
Yeah, because it doesn't spell it out, but I'm assuming when I'm in mist form, I can't actually like see, hear, perceive things in mist form. I don't know.
I think it's mostly used for mode of transportation.
Yeah.
An escape ability.
Okay. But bats are really quiet, right? So, okay. I can turn to a bat and fly 30 feet.
In the hole?
And my other stats are unchanged, so I still got 120 feet of dark vision.
I guess 30 feet per turn.
Yeah.
Like fly speed.
Yeah. So fly down there and look around the bend.
So you go down around the bend. I picture you coming in here, go around the bend, keeps going.
Is that a skeleton?
We don't see it.
If you keep going in, it widens. First of all, you're continuing until you come in this area. Yeah, you can see that the walls give way to a skeleton of an actual snake. All right.
Okay.
But coiled down here, you see, as you come to this corner, you look and you can see what looks to be a spiral pile, a snake coiled up at the bottom of this hole.
A snake made of skin or of sand?
Sand.
Okay.
As far as you can tell with your infravision bat senses.
Okay. Is it like the same size as the skeleton snake?
Well, first of all, I said it was 20 feet wide, so this here is 20 feet wide.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it narrows down to 10 feet here, and so I have to figure out how long a snake is that is 10 foot in diameter. And it's coiled up at the bottom of this hole. What do you want to know?
I'm just trying to, how big, I mean, is this, it's coiled up, but it's,
Sand snake.
Well, its diameter of this sand snake is 10 feet wide at its widest.
of the snake itself.
Of the snake itself.
And it's in a coil.
And it's a big coil.
Okay.
It's a huge ass snake.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will circle around, fly back out,
Yep.
and
It's here.
turn back into me and say, yes, there is a ginormous sand snake coiled up down in the bottom of this
Oh, that's
tunnel, along with the skeleton of a giant snake.
That's good news. It's not as big as we thought it was.
How big? It's like
But it's not
10 feet.
20-foot diameter. And the whole entrance, right?
okay, yeah. If it was coming up out of this hole, it would take up half of it.
Yeah.
So,
But not all of it.
Exactly. Cup half full. Come on, guys.
How long would a snake be if it was 10 feet in diameter?
The answer is too long.
That would be a world record.
of extraordinary
Yeah.
size.
All right, so like 200 feet long.
Great.
Somewhere between 100 and 200 feet long. I like that answer.
I say we go down there.
You want to attack it in its lair?
Yeah. It's better than coming out
It's
here.
123 feet.
123 feet as you were hanging upside down from the top of the snake hole, looking out.
Yep.
Pointing with his wing.
I
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1.
Each segment.
2
10 feet
feet.
long,
3 feet. 123 feet. Oh, well, that would wake it up.
Yeah.
But it's thunder, so it could help. Pros and cons.
How do we get
So
down
you
there
want
and
to try to go in there, or you want to try to draw it out?
What? Well, I mean, what does it look like as far as? Is it like a gentle?
The tunnel is very.
Yeah,
Serpentine.
serpentine and down. It probably. How far down did it go? Right, that's kind of what you're asking.
Well, and how steep? Like, is
Yeah,
it? Like
yeah. So I think it would be pretty steep. It probably 50 to 100 feet down before, because it.
Something you could climb in and out of without needing to fly, or we're talking about like vertical drops. Like
Yeah. So
yeah.
if it's, how long? We said 130 feet.
Sure. 120.
I'm gonna say it's long enough that it can push off from the bottom to get out, right? That makes sense to me, right? So it can get a good part of its body to out and still have leverage at the bottom to pull itself out. And it wouldn't need to be. It could be almost straight up, right? It'd be a winding path, as we tried to show in this. So I think it would be pretty steep.
Maybe we try to get it to
Is
come
it?
out.
Is it a?
Change our mind.
Is it a? Is this hole? This path? Is this? So this is more like cavernesque. I mean, a hole in the sand is going to collapse. So is this? I'm assuming that this is something.
So this hole, I don't know if it has some hardened sand on the outside or what,
Okay.
but this hole seems to have some structure to it.
Okay.
Now, the snake would certainly have some burrowing ability. It dug this hole, but that doesn't probably have a burrowing speed of more than, I'll make up, 20, right? As opposed to the scorpion had 60.
Right.
So this doesn't fly. Now, that might be the normal snake. This is a sand snake. This is probably a sand snake living in a regular snake's hole, right? Or it was when it was original, whatever, right? Something we don't know, right?
A regular 10-foot diameter snake.
But I'm going to say it's very steep, and you will require climbing gear or climbing speed without going down. Or you can fly.
I changed my mind. I think we need to get it to come out because it's rock up here. It can't just absorb into the sand like the scorpion did. So maybe we get it to come out.
Spread around.
Yeah.
And get it to come out and hit it from multiple sides.
Come out and play.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Agreed? We all ready with our spells? We know what we want to do when it comes out?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, so what I'm using.
Start that.
Little blessing, cleric.
Yeah, can do that. That is part of the
The playbook.
playbook.
I mean, it is 8:55 now, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
obviously.
we'll do the battle next week,
Yeah.
if that's what you want to do.
Agreed.
yes. I think so.
Picture this guy, but in sand.
Nice.
Sea serpent.
Yeah, well, that's the stats I'm using.
Yeah.
It's a sand serpent.
I don't know. You should got Shia Lud.
Show what?
Shia Lud. Dude.
The
Dude,
worm.
the sand.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
All right.
So I found that Dune game. I'm sorry. We want to wrap up here.
Yeah, so, boy, I don't. Ken, have you watched the video at all to see is it working? And I'll have to go back to the video to see how well it does with tracking on voices. With this
Oh, the YouTube video? No, I haven't been.
yeah. So have you? Yeah, you might peek because I have a new camera, right? And we talked about that.
Oh yeah. I was watching your stuff at the beginning.
All right, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how well that did. I'm pretty stoked about it, even if the picture is not perfect.
Yeah, but it looked like it kind of just jumped around to whoever was talking and then bump whoever hadn't talked.
I'm sure it will literally double our viewership. No, I think it's great. So that's all we have for tonight. We are on board for next week. We have a full party next week, and we will see how we deal with the sand serpent of Atar's Looking Glass. And if we can find any clues as to where it came from or how it came to being. Yeah. All right. That'll be all for tonight. Thanks.
How many characters will die this time?
Tune in next time.
Not it. Not it, they say. All right. Stopping streaming.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.